Hey Phil, my name is Brady Sam. I'm actually getting my own show started, Brady Sam, and politics is one of the things we talk about. I'm from Canada, so I was just going to make a video responses to the Canadian election. For you, I guess, and for other people to help understand Canadian politics, what we have in Canada is we use the new I don't know if it's a new Westminster, but it's called the Westminster system. What happens is there are divisions and districts called ridings, and there are 308 districts across the country, and in every one of those districts represents one seat in the House of Commons, and the House of Commons is where the members of Parliament sit to pass laws and whatever. So in each of the 308 ridings, every riding outside of the province of Quebec usually has four candidates: a candidate for the Conservative Party, candidate for the Liberal Party, candidate for the New Democratic Party, and a candidate for the Green Party. And that's how. And then in Quebec, they have one extra candidate for the Bloc Québécois, which is a party advocating the separation of Quebec from Canada and Quebec being its own independent state. But outside of that, in each riding, the winner of the popular vote, whichever candidate wins a popular vote, gets to go to Ottawa, to our capital, and be that riding's member of Parliament for whichever party he wins it for. Now, each one of the parties also has a leader. So, for example, Stephen Harper's leader of the Conservative Party, Michael Ignatieff in the past election, who stepped down as leader of the Liberal Party. He was a leader of the Liberal Party, stepped down because he led the Liberals to the worst defeat in their history in this past election. Jack Layton is the new leader of the opposition, so second place party. Jack Layton leads the New Democrats. Gilles Duceppe used to lead the Bloc Québécois, but after his party fell from 49 seats in the House to just 4, by the way, to maintain official party status, you have to get 12 seats at least. So he lost official party status. So he stepped down as leader. And Elizabeth May is the leader of the Green Party and the only member in the House of Commons for the Green Party. Having said that, so each riding elects one candidate to go to the House of Commons. Now that's why, and now since we have basically a 5-party system, that's why they have only 40% of the vote. Only 40% of the vote got Stephen Harper not only the win but the majority government, because what it used to be is in a 308-seat parliament, you must hold 155 for a majority government, because that way you have more seats than all the other parties combined. Prior to this election, the Conservatives had 143. They had and the Liberals had 77. The New Democrats, I believe, had 36. The Bloc Québécois had 44, and there was one independent in the House, and the Green Party had no seats. So the Conservative Party, although they had the more seats than the other party, they didn't have a majority. They had what in Canada we call a minority government. Because even though they have more seats, and even though they will be the party forming that government, they have a minority in the House of Commons. They have under 50% of the seats. So that's basically how it works. But the thing with that is, why, if we got a minority this time again, what can happen is on a motion of no confidence, where the rest of the opposition parties can get together and vote no, we don't have confidence in this government, then what happens is we either go to another election, or the Liberals, New Democrats, and Bloc Québécois, what they did actually after last election, because they were so pissed off they lost, they voted no confidence in the House. They were going to, and they wanted to form a coalition. So those parties would band together and overturn the government because they had more seats together. But that's a story for another time. Anyway, my comments on the recent election. Am I happy with the majority Conservative government or displeased? Ecstatic. Stephen Harper, yes, he is very right-wing. He is very conservative. However, he's right. People say he doesn't know anything about the economy, but yet he's an economist. He, from last year to this year, he cut the deficit, the federal deficit, by 1/4, and he's going to continue to do that over the next 3 years to completely wipe out the deficit. and he's right for the country. He's in this when this economic recession hit the same thing that hit the United States hit Canada too. And at first, Canada was losing jobs at a higher rate than the United States, where Harper pulled us through, kept taxes low. He kept taxes low and somehow found a way with keeping taxes low to reduce the federal deficit. And he kept spending to a minimum. And he's really helped us through this economic recession. And Canada has really basically come out of this recession on top of the world. So I'm really happy about the majority. Actually, the best thing, like I said before, the separatist Bloc Québécois used to have. I think the best thing is election the separatist Bloc Québécois, who aren't even a federal party, just want to be there to be basically dicks and be there for Quebec. Had 49 seats, fell all the way to 4. Not even an official party. We basically completely wiped the Blocs out. The Liberals, who have been in power for much of the 20th century, they weren't in power before the last election. The Conservatives got reelected, but the Liberals, who were in power for much of the mid '90s and early 2000s, have been nothing but corrupt, stealing money, scandals, and everything. So we brought the Liberal Party to its knees. We brought it down. '06 was the first time the Liberals got dethroned since 1993. So they've been in power for 13 years. In 2006, we brought the Liberals from, I think, 120 some seats to 103. In '08, we brought them down from 103 because in '06 the Conservatives only won 126, so another minority government. So what happened was the opposition voted no confidence in the government. They went to an election. In '08, another minority government was elected, 143 seats, and just 77 Liberal seats, which was the farthest Liberals had fallen in a long time. And then so we thought Stéphane Dion, well, that guy's an idiot because he was the leader at the time of the Liberals. That guy, he's got to be the worst in Liberal history. And then here comes Michael Ignatieff, takes him from 77 seats all the way down to 34. So he lost him over 40 seats, if my math is correct. No, 30. Right? No, 40 seats. Over 40 seats he lost. And most of those seats actually did go to the Conservative Party in Ontario and helping them to get that current majority. But I'm really happy with it. I'm a Conservative supporter. I've always been a strong advocate, and I like Harper. I think he's done a good job. I think I like the outcome. Brought the Liberal Party to its knees. Wiped out the Bloc, and the NDP, which has never ever formed an official opposition, being in second place, came to second place with 102 seats. So congratulations to them. That's my response, and that's my explaining to you how Canadian politics works. Happy with it. So, yeah, there you go, Philly.